everyone, Chlorine King here. I wanted to discuss all about the RipTide vacuum system and why I'm absolutely in love with it, why it's my favorite system. Now, to backtrack a little bit, I've owned every single system out there. In fact, when I was just a one-man company, I had 5 different systems that I owned at the same time. Granted, one of them was just a portable pump and filter system, you know, for like green cleanouts or whatnot, but at one point I had the Hammerhead, I had the PB2100 PowerVac, I also had the RipTide SL, and lastly I had the RipTide commercial system, you know, the big monster they make. And you know, throughout, and again, this is stuff I've had for months and months at a time, some even longer than a year. This isn't something I just bought the unit, I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing. In fact, at the time of this recording, I've had the RipTide SL for, I don't know, 6 or 7 months now. I wanted to put it through its paces before I, you know, made this video, so I have some, you know, evidence to validate my claims. So one reason I love the RipTide is the bags. You know, that's a huge point, because all the other systems, you know, in regards to blow-offs, the PowerVac and Hammerhead are guilty of it, and it's happened to me numerous times with both units, regardless if the bag bungee cord is fresh or not. It's been a problem, you know, if you clean out a big leafy pool or you're doing a green pool, you can't necessarily see what you're vacuuming up. I've lost bags actually in green pools because they blow off and I can't find them until they clear up, and then I find them again. But the bags are incredible. They have a very serious locking ring that locks the bag onto the casing, and in fact, I have a video on Facebook of me lifting up the entire SL cart with the vacuum. I had my test kit in there and a bunch of tools. Simply by the bag, I've lifted it off the ground. That's how strong that bag is. So you're not going to run into that issue where you're blowing bags off and losing all your debris that you're vacuuming up, because that slows up your day, you know. So the bags are incredible. I also feel like the bags filter better than the other products. Now, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is when you run over sand or, you know, fine sediment, I've noticed less of the cloud effect passing through the bag and into the pool. I don't know if you guys have experienced clients complaining of, you know, the pool's cloudy after you vacuum it. I think I've had that happen once, and I, you know, manual vacuumed it the following week, which you guys should do anyways. You should manual vac once a month anyways, regardless of what system you use, but that's neither here nor there. The RipTide bags catch more, simply, in my experience, and I'm talking about the 100 micron bag. I'm not even talking about their fine one. Now, PowerVac makes the micron bag. I believe it's 30 microns, and Hammerhead makes the Volcano bag, I believe it's called, which is their fine filtering bag. But I've also noticed too, if you have leaves and all that stuff, you can't really vacuum the entire pool without it getting so stiff. And then you know, and then once that gets clogged, it loses its suction. You're not picking up leaves, and then you also risk a blow off. You know, the 100 micron RipTide bag has been my go-to bag. I've used the coarse bag before in super leafy pools, but I've never even used the fine micron bag, to be honest. I got a couple in the back of my truck right now. I've never even had to open it because the standard one does so well. So that's one thing that I really like about the RipTide. So another thing I really like that a lot of people don't talk about, that I haven't seen anyways, is the battery efficiency. So normally, you know, you have to use a larger battery to get through the day, and it's a lot heavier. It's like 40 pounds heavier than the 35AH battery. I found with the RipTide, I'll go out and do my 15 pools a day. Also have 30 or 40% battery left at the end of the day, whereas with the other units, I'd be under 10%. And as we all know, running an AGM battery under 10% routinely shortens the life, and it's just not good for the battery. So you get a lighter package, but you're still easily getting through your days. In fact, there's some times where I don't even charge my battery every night, and I'll go 2 or 3 days without charging it, depending on what the work I got ahead of me. So the battery efficiency is awesome. And I've also noticed too that the design of the head's incredible. It's got the casing. It's got these vacuum channels on each side of the head that really capture large debris, and the power of the motor is also really incredible. You guys have seen the sea grape leaves big thick rubberized leaves that are on the pools, you know, in certain pools. I got this clogged up all the time with the other units, and the RipTide just turned it to mulch. I actually, after the hurricane, I sent Matt, the owner, one of the owners of RipTide, a picture of these sea grape leaves. I filled up half a garbage bag, you know, one of those contractor bags full of these things, and it was all compost. And you know, I couldn't have done that with the other units. They would have gotten clogged up, and I would have just caused headaches. So, you know, the power of the motor is exceptional. You're going to get through most of the debris. If I sat there and said that the RipTide doesn't get clogged occasionally, I'd be lying. But it's on stuff that you'd expect it to, like a thick twig that gets stuck between the blade and the casing, or, you know, a ball of some sort or something. But it doesn't get caught in debris. It tears through the debris, and that's something to be said about. Also, another huge selling point for RipTide is their customer service. I found that their customer service is bar none. It is the best in the industry for the vacuums. Actually, really, honestly, even outside of the pool industry, they have some of the best customer service I've ever seen. They overnight the parts for free. If there's ever an issue, I had a switch go bad in one of my SL units, and I called Matt at 4 in the afternoon on a whatever day it was. At 4:05, I already got an email that something was being packed for me and shipped, and I had that part the very next day. And so it's very simple to repair the vacuum and get it up and running. There's no downtime. The other units, you got to go through the distributor. I've tried other, you know, customer service, you know, systems of the other, you know, manufacturers, and I couldn't ever get a hold of them directly. You know, it'd be a day or two before I ever hear back. And then you can try to go through the distributor route. They contact them. It takes a couple days, and all this while you're down and out of the vacuum system. Whereas RipTide gets you up and running immediately. One thing that's really cool, I've been with them throughout their inception, and they're always making innovations and improvements to their products. And they contact you, be like, "Hey Eric, I got this new propeller that eliminates debris underneath the prop, you know, around the motor stem," and they're like, "Here, let me overnight this to you. I want you to try it and see what you think." You know, they do that stuff all the time, and it's so awesome. And they don't charge you for this stuff. They take care of their clients, and that says so much, because these things are so expensive. And even though, you know, you should be maintaining them and, you know, cleaning the product, people don't. But they stay behind their products, and now. Let me go back a little bit. PowerVac and Hammerhead, they stay behind their products too, but, you know, it's working with RipTide just a breeze. And that leads me to my next point. Their unit is completely user serviceable. In other words, you can do everything yourself. You don't have to send it in or anything like that. You know, I've replaced the motor just for fun. I had an extra motor, and I just want to see how long it would take me. I was back up and running in 10 minutes. I didn't have to solder a single thing. I didn't have to worry about anything. It's very straightforward. The entire unit is so serviceable, and that just, again, adds to the value of the product, because you don't spend days down. So I found that customer service and the design of the unit is just simply huge for me. You know, and then lastly, you know, I know this sounds simple, but I really like how in the SL units, they made the cord detachable from the system. You know, with the other ones, like the Hammerhead and the PowerVac, you're constantly having to work around the permanently attached cord, and it makes wrapping up the cord of the RipTide just super simple and awesome. And I really do enjoy that RipTide unit. The storage is also it's still the RipTide SL, in my opinion, still has the best storage out of those other 3 units. The only system it loses to is its bigger brother, the commercial version. That thing is just a mammoth for storage. So, you know, as far as that goes, as far as the storage goes, I still think the RipTide SL is still the best, in my opinion, for what you get. And, you know, they also do small little things like, one little feature I like that they do that no one talks about as well is the handle that you pull the cart with, that's adjustable to how you want it. You know, if you rather have a unit that, you know, is easier to tip over to get going, you can make your cart system like that. So RipTide did a really great job with just thinking about everything and really thinking about us that are out there using these products every day, and they really stand by it, and they're really making improvements, which, you know, the other units have been the same for the most part, you know, other than like a different color powder coated cart or whatever since the beginning. So, you know, I'm a huge fan of RipTide, and I think it would behoove you to give them a shot and earn your business, because their system is just incredible, everything from start to finish. Now, the only thing that takes some getting used to is the coupler that they use, and the reason why they had to do that is because their casing's so durable. In fact, they have a 10-year warranty on their casing, which no one else does. And it's super durable. In fact, it's the same material that they make kayaks out of, so you know it's a durable product. The coupler does add a little bit of length to the pole, but it's cool in its own right because it doesn't damage your pole. You don't ruin your pole where, you know, with the other units you're constantly, not constantly, but every once in a while you got to drill out new holes to make it work without having to buy a new pole. This coupler that they have saves your pole, and does add a little bit of weight. And then when you add on the brush adapter and net adapter, it does make everything a little front heavy, but that takes literally 2 hours to get used to, and then before you know it, you don't even realize it. So everything from head to toe, the RipTide, I believe, is just a superior system. They're just amazing. So definitely give them a shot and let them know that I'd sent you, and they should be able to help you out a little bit, getting your unit to you and all that. So have a good day, everyone. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.